Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to recognize the Nguyen family who was here tonight in attendance. You can please stand up. The most natural and deepest connection that you can make with someone is when you hold somebody that you love in your arms. If you really let yourself go, you melt so deeply into one another that time stops. Because Ari can't control his mouth or his body to hug or kiss or to talk, it's on this primal level that describes the way we share affection. When we're one, Ari will often make cooing sounds that, to me, sound like he's saying, "I love you." I smother him with kisses and tell him I love him more. But our sanctuary has a false sense of security because of his seizures. They violate our bond. As Andrew said earlier today, the seizures disrupt the natural energy that flows between the brain and the body. It's like a broken record playing the same 3 bars over and over again, but 1,000 times a second. I can feel them approaching in Ari, almost the same way that you can feel a train approaching as the tracks start to shake. The electricity becomes more and more intense. His soft body flexes and strengthens with such incredible force that for me to even bend his arm would be done at fear that I might break it. But unlike a record player, I can't unplug Ari. I can't stop the train. I can only hold him and make sure that he's in a safe place and tell him how much I love him and wait for this to pass. Time stops, but for the wrong reasons. Seconds feel like minutes and minutes eternity. When is the seizure going to end? When am I going to get my little boy back? I tell him I'm sorry that it's him and not me, but it is him, and I'm powerless. When seizures hit, you have to fight off your panic and to remain calm if you want to be effective. You must be aware of your surroundings. You buy a phone in case you need to dial 911. Ari can often stop breathing for up to 90 seconds, and he turns absolutely purple. So I need to make sure that there's fresh oxygen for him when he first takes that breath. If you're in a public place, can you seal the seizure? Can you avoid the negative attention? Especially if his brother and sister are around. I cherish every second that I'm with him, because in the back of my mind, there's a very, very dark place where he's not there anymore. I know that seizures are the second leading cause of death of children and teenagers. My wife and I, we've already been prepped by too many doctors about the shortened life expectancy. We've had the do not resuscitate conversations. We are keenly aware of the delicate balance between the quality of life against the risk of life. Unfortunately, too keenly. Shortly after this photo was taken on Halloween, Ari got what all little kids get, a common cold that turned into an ear infection. The difference with medically fragile children is the associated risk of a common ailment that can always trigger an increase in seizures. For my little trooper, the perfect storm hit. This is Ari at Thanksgiving. He was put into a medically induced coma to try to stop the estimated 800 seizures a day that he was having. Here he is, a month later. This is fuck. This is every parent's nightmare. It's during this time where you're focused on one thing. Who are my doctors? Treatment for Ari involved virtually flatlining his brain waves to give his brain a rest and then slowly waking him back up again. The complexity of this can only be carried out and executed by a team of doctors with intense, specialized training that lasts years. They monitor progress in real time, not 15 minutes, but real time, for as long as it takes. We were lucky with Ari because shortly after this photo was taken, he woke up, and then we brought him home. We smothered him with kisses, and we immediately put him back up in his Elvis costume. When I was there, John and Bernadette were there with Steele. Andrew and Nicole were in the hospital with Chloe this year, and Julie and Steve, they were in the hospital with Camille for 14 weeks. I'm so grateful that we live in Los Angeles and have access to such a group of talented artists who are committed to making a difference.